Hello, it's Nicole Page Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia. RuPaul's Drag Race Season 2 here on Drag Dish with Naomi Wynters.
Hashtag feel your beat, boo. It just changed the game. I see that runway there. You better make room. Are you coming here for what? When I come get it, cause it's my runway, it's my runway. Do you feel defeated? That's your runway, that's your runway.
Yes, this is Drag Dish and I am Naomi Wynters. I am joined with the one and only from RuPaul's Drag Race, Jaymes Mansfield.
Oh my God, I can't believe I'm on Naomi Small's podcast. This is incredible. Wait, this is not the right one? I'm going to put my manager on the phone just 1 second.
Hi, you're talking to Jaymes, Mr. Jaymes, James's manager. How can I help you?
Okay.
That's my way. That's my workaround because I can't do that voice the whole podcast. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's fun. I love it. Yes. I was not expecting that. Yes, wake them up. Sickening. Yes, queen.
Yes,
is that one of your
buzzwords?
Right? Is that actually one of your specialties, Jaymes?
What's that? Getting out of podcasts is talking as the girl?
Yes. Yes.
Got to save the voice when they're paying you. That's how it goes.
Hello. For listeners out there who don't know who Jaymes Mansfield is, which I'm hoping you do, tell us a little bit about yourself, Jaymes.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess everyone knows her now from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 9. She was the winner of the season, first place. And outside of that, I guess she'd be known for her outstanding work on YouTube. She's very, very humble.
It's okay. Hey, nothing wrong with that. It's actually nice to speak to another humble queen. But no, it's okay. This is literally a safe place. Place we want you to brag about yourself a little. Tell us all. Even just scrolling by your Twitter for one of the queens that had a shorter stint on Drag Race. You still have quite a following, but not even just Twitter or Instagram, but YouTube. And I think that's quite amazing.
Thank you. I mean, I worked really hard for it. Like, the show was really more of a launching pad for me as a performer and an entertainer, because I didn't get to be on it very long. So after I was kicked out, you basically are, thrown into the world, and whatever you had, you got to make the most of. And I feel like I've done pretty well with my 15 minutes.
Right. I agree. Okay.
I mean, yeah.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead, please.
I mean, like going home first is rough, and I didn't have that many shining examples to go off of. Like, they kind of had that, stigma to them that they would go off first and they would never be seen again. So I wanted to work to change that. Like, Kelly Mantle had done a lot to prove that she was more than what people thought of her, as did Penny. But like a lot of girls before that, you don't really necessarily hear a whole lot about them. And I don't know if that's the lack of just exposure or whatnot, but I knew I had the YouTube in my back pocket, and that was essentially what I was known for before the show. And I just wanted to use that to the best of my advantage to prove what I could do on the show wasn't necessarily what was shown. And you use that as a way of deflecting those negative comments about yourself and showing what you can do, and you are talented, and you do have value. That was my whole stance on my approach to how I was eliminated on Drag Race and how I was going to repair my reputation afterwards.
Okay. That was a very loaded answer or even response. So in comparison, and I asked this again with a couple of the other first eliminated girls, looking at what you've done with your platform as one of the first eliminated girls, and then to see what Vanessa has had the opportunity to do with her, 15 seconds, 15 minutes, and then, reap that chance to, I guess, spin around or even push further for the team of first eliminated girls or first out queens. How do you
Yeah,
how
I
do you
think she's
feel
doing
about
great.
that? Yeah. Okay.
I love what she's doing. I mean, good on her. Like they gave her a moment and she really, seized the opportunity and is really flying high with it. And I've met Vanjie a handful of times now and she never ceases to impress me with how professional she is and how seriously she takes the business of drag. Like this is her job now and she worked very, very hard to not be captured in the idea of, just that one image. She's working very, very hard to, make people see beyond that. And I feel like what she's shown on the show thus far on this new season is really, pushing people's expectations of her. And I think she's really succeeding. I'm excited to see where she goes with it. And again, it's just like, it just goes to show it's not really a death sentence anymore. Like Kelly did what she had to do to show that, this wasn't something that's going to hold her back. I did my work. Vanjie is certainly doing her share, and Soju, I'm sure, is doing amazing things as well. She's got that great Soul Train party in San Francisco, and she's making music. Like the girls are working, don't let it fool you. And that's
Yeah.
Vanjie's a prime example of that. She is working.
Yeah.
She's made a career.
Okay. And speaking of that, one of the questions that I posed, and we kind of touched on this a little, and it was brought up by Lisa Summers actually. If there were, per say, a RuPaul's Second Chance season, and you were cast in it, who and had the option to recast your teammates, who would you cast with you?
I'm going to go out a limb and say what might be considered an unconventional answer to this.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to be on a second chance season.
Okay.
If I were to ever be asked for All Stars, I'd want it to be under the merits that they saw me as a valuable competitor amongst the other girls. I don't want that to be the gimmick as to why I'm deserving of being recast on that show. Because I feel like there is so much more to me than that.
Okay. And that, actually, that's a very fair and honest answer. I mean, I don't blame you with the work that you put in.
I would never want to be locked in a gimmick like that. Yeah, no,
yeah.
I'm very flattered when people, bring that up and they say like there needs to be redemption season and all of this, but it's like, I don't think we really need to redeem anything. If anything, it's just the casting needs to take chances on people and take more risks.
Okay. Heard. With the casting, as far as the role that you played on the show or that you were prompted into, in your moment there, do you feel like it was like a fair role and not a fair enough role? Do you feel like you were just in there trying to, show who you were at that time and stay true to yourself, or
there would be a high level of dishonesty if I were to sit around and as many years has passed since and act like, everything was out against me and, the odds are stacked against me. Like I was given a chance and I was given an opportunity. I probably should have spoke a lot more than I did. And I had a tendency to, at that point in my life, edit what I said. I think it's just training from being, in retail and everything. You're taught to conduct yourself a certain way in a public setting. And I had known girls that had been on the show before and had basically spoken stories and seen the way girls get treated after the fact on the show by the fan base. You're kind of, producing yourself to an extent. And I did the amount of that myself where I wouldn't partake in certain arguments or anything because I couldn't see myself as somebody that talks about drag herstory and how all drag is valid and how we all should get along, and then to be seen in another light, argue with somebody over something petty on television. It just didn't mesh well with me or how I wanted to have myself be seen on television. So that was something I was wrestling with while I was there. And I guess it must have shown through as me being insecure, but it was mostly just me being in my head about how, like, I don't want the world to see me a certain way that I'm not. I'd rather just be seen as somebody that stays out of it rather than, jumping into a petty argument just to get TV time.
Okay. Okay. Not at all. Fair. How, I've noticed that with a couple of the other girls, aside from Mystique, and I'm going to say that, there has been, that placement of the image that's left to be seen. So it's that fear of saying too much or doing too much, and what that final outcome or that final video to show the world is. Which, I guess I tend to have noticed that if you would have had the knowledge now, oh, I love dogs. If you'd had the knowledge that you have been now to go back and let's say All Stars was your recasting, do you feel like you could live up to the challenge to make it to the end, or do you think with the challenges and how they're set up now, it would take a whole new skill set?
I think from what I know now, I'd be fine going back to the show. Because again, like All Stars is a completely different setting. You're there with girls that you know and that you've worked with on the roads. Like, you know who they are. Going to Drag Race, especially coming from where I came from, I love all drag. I love drag queens. So to sit there and have to eliminate people that I barely know and learning their stories for the first time and just being in the trenches with the girls and learning their like damage, you feel a sense of guilt when you're there in like an actual season. At least I did. Like, I couldn't think of them as my competitors because we'd gotten so close as sisters. And that was something that was difficult for me. But for All Stars, I know all these girls. So it's like,
Right.
it's clearly like the competition's on. Who cares?
Right.
Is that you know all the dirtiness, you know all the dirty secrets, you know how it all works, you know how the show works. So it's completely a different setting. You're not afraid of anything anymore.
Okay.
You, in essence, have more power. I feel like a lot of girls have a lot more power than they think they do.
Yeah. Okay. And do you feel the power comes from the Drag Race fan base, or do you feel it's just more like that whole energy that we harness as queens on stage? Like, I'm here and I'm that bitch.
I feel like it's a combination of multiple things. Those two would definitely play a huge part of it. But I feel like also when you're a girl from the show that's traveling and you've worked it and you've had to be on your own for so long and you've had to run yourself as a business, you have a sense of, control and a level of experience and wisdom that a lot of girls who are getting on the show for the first time don't have because they aren't traveling businesswomen. They are, for the most part, doing a gig here and there in their hometown. Very few of them had careers as drag performers or entertainers before that. So when you are coming into a competition with a bunch of other girls who are like-minded like you that have been working the same circuits you have, you've come up with them, you know how everyone is, it's a completely different atmosphere. It's essentially more like a reunion than it is, a competition. Whereas
Okay.
the natural competition, the real competition is, that's the weird things you have to grapple with because you don't know any of these people. So you don't know what to expect. So you're powerless in that aspect.
Okay. And pulling from that, like, two queens out there that may not be like I guess experienced uh career girls or business women that travel, what is some advice that you would give them as far as divulging into that? I on my end, I've had to let it do that grunt work, so it's figuring out contracts on my own and making sure they're solid, and how to do the deposits and all that. But for somebody who doesn't know or have any guidance that's trying to get into that, what will you say for them?
It's hard because it's something that can't really be told. You kind of have to like
Yeah.
live it. You have to experience it. Like for me, I was lucky and unlucky in the regards where I got eliminated early. So I never formed as many strong sisterhoods with any of the girls. Only like a few girls I actually still talk to. And I traveled predominantly on my own. I never toured with anyone else for the most part. So you had to learn how to be by yourself on the road and how to, cheer yourself up and how to not get lonely and how to handle business things and how to talk to promoters and learn the protocol for talking with promoters and being, essentially a good egg and leaving a good impression. It's something that has to be basically learned. You have to learn how to deal with people in a cordial manner, even when they're being rude to you. Like, you have to be nice all the time. And it is difficult. Some girls do have a problem with doing that and leave bad reputations behind. And I've been very lucky in that I'm very easy to talk to. So, and I'm very low maintenance. That's one of those things. It's like the balance of how much am I worth and versus how much are people willing to put up with. And that's
Right.
something that really is different for everyone.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't have a full answer for that one, girl.
It's fine.
It's hard to answer that one.
No, like, I mean, even with you saying that, I think about that. And, when I started getting introduced to the business side of drag, which I can say, in the same aspect, I guess I was fortunate to be around. It was a lot because I didn't really understand the booking yourself and having a solid booking.
Oh yes, playing
And
travel agent, it's a nightmare.
yeah. and it's like nobody helping you. It's like, okay, I agreed to be here, and now, like, how are we getting here? And then it's like, well, why didn't I include this there? And now it's like, but yeah,
Yeah, you essentially have to learn how to build up your own contract and your own rider just from experience and trial and error. It's a nightmare.
yeah. And it's like, am I asking too much? Is this not enough? What am I doing? And then you got to be aware of the users, because sometimes it's like, oh, I want to do this and it would be nice to do and be helpful. But at the same time, it's like, how many,
Yeah,
of
is it
these,
gonna are the positives gonna outweigh the negative, like
yeah,
that kind of thing? Yeah, it's a hard balance. It's a hard, rope to walk because a lot of the times you want to be there for everyone, but sometimes it's just, the cards are so stacked against it. It just wouldn't be a wise move to do.
Yeah. And let's jump back a little bit. Let's touch on your YouTube channel, because I know that's
Okay.
since we're talking about being business professionals. Because I know you say you put a lot of work into your channel, and I know alone just from editing and video editing, and if you're OCD about certain things, you know. How much time one can put into video editing. So not along for coming up with content and the editing and actually getting all dolled up and ready for this video. Since you, for the most part, actually, I don't think I've seen a couple of you as the manager. And but for the most part, like all the preparation for that, because I see a lot of I see a newer trend where it's more, let's get in drag and take a cool photo and Photoshop it and that's it. And now I have all these followers, so now I'm important. And I feel like there should be so much more. There should be so much more to it than just putting a look together, especially if you're not, and that aspect of traveling in a bar or something. What do you?
There's something to be said for the girls that can get all dolled up and get an Instagram following and don't perform. Like the fact that that is an aspect, a level of drag that I wish I had, where I could just do that and not have to do everything else. But I don't knock it, because I can't stress enough that all drag is valid, no matter how often or how little you do it, or how much what process a certain girl takes to get there. You can't knock it. It's just rude to do. And in our past, like, there have been queens that have never performed a day in their life, but they're famous for just being a look. Like, half the girls in the clubs, like Club Kid girls, were that way. They never performed ever, but we know them for these remarkable looks and these striking, appearances. Like, they are ingrained in our memories, and like, everyone leaves their mark somewhere. And if that's what the newer generation is doing, all the power to them. For me, I come from a different cloth. I am a performer, and YouTube was just a means of an end to promote myself when I started it. I didn't get booked a whole lot in Wisconsin, so you had to create your own marketing. So that's essentially what my YouTube started out as, was just a way to market myself elsewhere, because I couldn't get booked locally. And then it, blossomed into a much bigger thing, where I actually learned about myself that I like teaching, and I like, giving tips and advice, because I never got that when I was coming up. So if I learned something new, I wanted to share it. And I'm happy, because like, a lot of those certain Instagram queens that a lot of people knock, like, they watch everyone's content, and they've stumbled across some of mine. And if they've gotten anything from it, I'm happy. So if that's what helped them get to where they are, I'm hoping, I'm hoping all the best. I don't want to, knock it, even though it's like, people like to be very negative and knock somebody or basically try to make drag into like a sport. Like, you have to do it a certain way, or it has to be done a certain way in order for it to be valid. That's nonsense. I don't believe that. And again, I think that's a lot of things that are learned from the media, and the way drag is consumed by the media and the way it's portrayed. We have a certain idea of what it is and how it is done. And it's kind of like that weird, line we have to walk now. And I'm hoping, it changes. The trajectory of it all changes, and people's perspective on it all changes, to where it falls a little less of, I'm somebody that, dresses up and performs in a club at a certain time, to, you can just dress up, or not even dress up, just do it. Whatever you do, just be good at it. That's the only standard I ever hold.
Okay. Right.
If you're going to put yourself out there, just be good.
All right. Just don't suck.
Because if you look bad, we all look bad.
Right. And if you suck, be good at sucking. Just consistently suck.
Yes. Make it your thing. And there are queens that do that, where they are perfectly busted. And I love it.
Everybody has their thing. And I think that's a very fair statement to say. Like, whatever you do, just be good at it. Okay, I think we're like relaxed now into like the questions.
I started this interview relaxed, sweetie.
Oh.
She's got a glass of Chardonnay. No, I'm kidding.
That's why we keep it a little later sometimes, so we don't feel bad about going through a bottle of Chardonnay or bourbon and talking. I'm like, what? Like, it's been 2 hours? Okay. Let's get a little bit into, a couple of our general questions about Jaymes. If Jaymes had not have gone to RuPaul's Drag Race, or if you've not been on RuPaul's Drag Race, do you feel that you would still... I'm trying to see how to reword this. Do you feel that you would still be reaching for a platform to allow yourself to travel and entertain more, or do you think you would have the current have your focus now where you're still working on content for your channels, and that would still be your primary?
I mean, depending on how, the scene had changed here in Wisconsin, like Milwaukee, where I'm from, the scene was evolving to more of an artsy scene, and I was getting a lot more work as the show was beginning from my home bar Dick's. They were kind of reshaping their scene to be more like Chicago's. And I was working a lot more when I got on the show. Like, I would say the most I performed was like once or twice every month. So in Wisconsin, that's a big deal for a camp queen because normally it's once or twice every couple months.
Right. Okay.
So I feel like I probably would have just kept going with the flow and eventually had elevated my drag even more beyond what it was. But the fact that I got on Drag Race, I'm happy for it because it gave me a discipline and it taught me a lot about drag that I needed to learn and I wouldn't have necessarily gotten in Milwaukee. I would still be doing the YouTube, I'm sure of that, but I would probably be doing a lot less because I've been working a real job. So balancing it all and trying to work towards more, I guess, becoming more of an influencer.
Okay.
I probably would have leaned more into that just because that's honestly the content that helps you out the most.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, it's difficult. I never really like reflecting on it because it was a weird time for me. Like I was happy, but not that happy. It was more content and settling. Because when I got on Drag Race, it was my final time I was ever going to audition. I was done. I had auditioned 5 times and figured like that's enough. I'm stressing myself out over something that's probably not going to happen. So I would have settled into just being a YouTube person and being a performer here and there in Milwaukee, and that would have been enough for me.
Okay.
So the fact that I got on it really changed a lot for me and gave me a whole new, outlook on my drag that I desperately needed and didn't know that I needed.
What do you feel? You said you being on Drag Race, it gave you a window into things that you needed to learn. I know we discussed more about learning the business side of drag, but what else do you feel that were your takeaway, and what were some of those elevations to your drag that you did receive, or even taking note too that you needed to work on?
I'd say I came into it as a fan of Drag Race, and I left it more knowledgeable of what it's like to go through it and what it's like to treat other people that had been on the show. Because I had been one of those people that was very dismissive towards other people and was very opinionated about things I knew nothing about. And having been there and having gone through it and surviving it, like you understand a whole lot more and you have a whole new outlook on exactly what the girls go through and what we have to deal with after the fact and how toxic some of the fan base can be to you and learning how to not take things, to heart and how to not let people hurt you. That was something I never had to deal with before.
Okay.
And when I debuted on the show, like I was hit with a real nasty wave of negative, comments and people having opinions about the style of drag I did, which was different for me because I was used to people not understanding me, but I was not used to hundreds of thousands of people not getting you,
Right. I understand. Okay. So it was like a bigger culture shock. Like, what?
Yeah, like you don't really know until you actually are in it and you're like trying to figure out like, what did I ever do? It's like
Right. I don't even know you.
Exactly. It's like you don't even know me, and there's theories and all of this. Like people just take it so seriously, and it's like, I mean, it was intense to be there, and it was definitely an experience. But like, I never felt the need to like feel like it was a matter of my life or death. My experience on that show, I was like, I was on a TV show. That was all it ever was for me. But people take it very, very seriously. I've learned.
Well, yeah, hasn't that been a trend as of late? Like lots of death threats to the queens because like there two queens are arguing over Twitter, so like now the fans are chiming in and like
Yes, everyone has to lay in their 2 cents, or they're mad at somebody because somebody else went home, and it's so silly. It's just like the level of intensity I could never understand. I've never
like
been
I
that into something, I guess.
I feel like I got a reality shock with all of that when I was just joking with one of my friends back when it was okay to like read each other on Facebook and joke. And like the next thing I knew, I was completely attacked for like 100 comments. I was like, whoa, like we're friends, you know?
And that was like, that's a interesting thing. It's very much something that's happened within the past couple of years, whereas like people's senses of humors have gotten a lot different, and a lot of things a lot of things do not get by people anymore, which in essence is nice because I guess it teaches people that rely on those comedic crutches to finally do away with them. Because a
Yeah.
lot of them, were hurtful and they do have negative connotations that I don't think a lot of people saw the bigger picture in,
Mm-hmm.
which is fine. I don't, despise PC culture. I don't look down upon it. I mean, it does have its benefits, and it is an easy step to get over when it comes to like a bigger picture of treating people better and accepting more people. But yeah, it's definitely one of those things where even I've had to like tone down my sense of humor, because before I was on Drag Race, I was very much, I wasn't that politically correct, and a lot of my
Mm-hmm.
humor stems from a lot of that, and you learn to just, be a better comedian. Like, don't rely on those
Okay.
low-hanging fruit.
Okay. Reach for the stars, climb to the top. Wait, what is it? Bop, bop, bop your way to the top.
I mean, yeah, this question really got off track, but yeah, we went from
It's,
what, like, how did I, from Drag Race to PC
yeah.
humor.
I mean, I want that bit of chaos on Drag Dish. We're in this question, and how do we get all the way over here? Because, it's always a deeper story that some people are afraid to divulge into, like,
I mean, yeah, like, it's one of those things that, like, it's a lot of things that I think a lot of people will have difficulty in, where they have to unlearn certain things or do away
mm-hmm.
with certain things because they can't see the fact that, like, yeah, this joke was funny, but it was funny,
Right.
back in 1976. It's not funny now.
Right, it's like,
It didn't
oh,
age
there's
well,
my
Mary.
right. Trust me, I know. I'm like, well, here's my joke. Womp, thanks.
There were a couple of songs I had back when I began drag that were about, like, being a chick with a dick, that I've done away with since, because like it's not gonna fly anymore.
Yeah,
You can't do
you
that
know.
stuff anymore. It gives the wrong impression, it sends the wrong message, and it doesn't help anything.
Mm-hmm.
There's a greater cost, and like, there's greater things out there than having to, sing about garbage.
Which is like painful for me to hear because it's like the guilty pleasure to my spin on reading to children on a Saturday morning, It's like, and I guess that's also from like, growing up and drag in a nightclub, I used
Oh
to,
yeah, drag in the
like,
90s, where it was very, all those great comedians that we love, they all had filthy humor. And
yes.
that was what I came up on. Like, I came up on Bunny and Hedda Lettuce, and Varla Jean even got very, very dirty in her acts.
Right, and now it's like it's acceptable to go and we're doing a Disney on Ice show in the middle of a hamburger restaurant, um, because we have kids in the audience. So it's like now we got to limit that that amount of vulgarity. But then it's like, oh, I'm in like a 21 and up club, so can I be that raunchy? Is it okay? Or like,
It depends, Like, it honestly sometimes depends. And that is something that I try never to knock. It's like the fact that there are children in the audience, and I do have to censor myself. I try not to resent that. Because, the fact that a family is comfortable enough to bring their children to a drag show, you have to respect on some level, and you have to, meet them halfway. It's part of being an entertainer is, being able to meet people halfway sometimes and learn how to balance yourself. There's a lot of those great stars that, like Mae West always said, you had to be everything to everyone. You had to learn to be a mother, a nun, a dirty bird, like everything. Learn how to be everything for everyone.
Very true. And going forward in our little questions of girls that have been cast since you've been gone, who would you say was most like you in new seasons or post the last two, I guess?
I'd probably say Trixie Mattel because she borrowed a lot of my shit for her season. A lot of those wigs were mine, damn it.
Okay.
But that's Trixie. About it. I don't see anyone else. I think that's one of those weird things. Like, I don't look at it in that lens. Like, I don't think any of us are any alike. I think we're all fairly different. It's yeah, that's my way around that question.
And your short stint on Drag Race, did anything happen to fall into your suitcase on your departure?
Did I steal anything?
You're the only one that's like, oh, did I steal something? Everybody's like, it fell in my suitcase.
Oh, no, I outright told them I stole it. I cleaned out that pink toolbox that was at my station, and I stole a bunch of wig heads. I stole the cheerleader costume we were supposed to return. It's like, you guys sent me home. I'm taking this with me. My makeup's on it. You're not getting anything out of this.
That's funny.
I still have that cheerleader outfit too. Like, yeah, that's what the only thing I took from the set was that. Like, I was supposed to give it back and I didn't.
Okay. Fair.
I will say that that pink toolbox, like the big container with all the supplies, I did clean that out. And later on, Farrah took it and she had nothing to use.
That's too funny. That's so funny.
Not that she would have known how to use those brushes anyway, but you know what?
Like, oh, girl. Okay. So, what shows are you currently watching? Yeah.
What TV shows or what I'm binging?
TV, Netflix, whatever. Yeah. What are you currently watching?
I have just finished the Sabrina season 2, which I'm digging a lot. I just finished Glow, Game of Thrones. I'm watching now.
Okay.
I watch a lot of unnecessary TV because my husband watches it. If it were up to me, I'd be watching the same season of The Golden Girls to the day I die.
I understand.
I'm perfectly content just doing that. Right. Those are the ones I'm watching right now. I really liked the new reboot of Sabrina because I hated the original.
Oh my god!
And I like this one. I think it's different and fun.
Yeah, I will say I do love the darker view on it. It's not primetime television.
Exactly, and I know it doesn't have Melissa Joan Hart, which is very good for me because she bothers me for an unspecified reason.
Okay. We won't even divulge into that. Repressed childhood memories, okay?
I couldn't even tell you why. I just never really was warm to her.
If you were casting a movie based on the life of Jaymes Mansfield or even a TV show, who would you play to cast you and why?
That's an interesting question.
Or who would you cast to play you?
I would probably cast... Who's someone that's known for being really, really gorgeous? You know what? I'd probably cast Emma Stone, even though she's way unqualified to play me.
Okay.
She's not nearly as good an actress as I am, so it would really show through.
Okay.
I don't even know. I mean, everyone's expecting it. It's like, probably Rebel Wilson.
Rebel.
Or Trisha Paytas.
Rebel is pretty funny though, you know. Not many girls can take a hot dog to the chest and actually feel it.
This is
And then
true. I
some of
mean,
the
we've yet to see, her open up, more, but I'm sure she'll have her Melissa McCarthy moment.
right. Okay. What would you say? Who is the funniest person in real life? In real life, every day, that you know, who do you think is the funniest person around?
In just real life or in the
Real
show
life.
or
You don't even got to limit it to the show. Real life, every day, everybody, whoever.
somebody that makes me laugh consistently. I have to say people whose company I enjoy and that make me laugh that I actually watch. They're a small YouTube channel that I've done videos with, the Nobodies. They do Nobody's Watching Wrestling, and they do a bunch of shows in Brooklyn. Ariel Italic, who's in that group, makes me cackle constantly. I think she's so funny
Okay.
and so witty.
Okay.
But I'm
And
a fan of Drag and Golden Girls. That's all I got, sweetie. I couldn't tell you a comedian if you asked me.
you're fine. Well, we all have our things that we're into. So obviously we know you watch Golden Girls, and it's more drag related hobbies. So what else do you do? Is it just drag related when you're not um doing those two things? Anything else? No video games? No ice skating? Or
You find it I think a lot of people find it hard to believe that my life honestly revolves around it. It's what I'm obsessed with.
okay.
And it's what I try and do the most with. Anything that I do, I try and figure out how can I be in drag when I do this. It makes it more fun. Even playing video games, I've managed to work being in drag to that.
Okay. Okay. I haven't gotten it. Well, I do like to dress up like video game characters, so I do like to cosplay a bit. So I
I
don't know
love it.
about. Okay. Um, if you had a magic wand, what show would you do next?
Oh, what kind of show do you mean? Like a drag show or a stage show? Or, I mean,
Drag show, stage show, make your own two
if I could
broke
have it
girl.
done instantly like that, I mean, I would
Yeah.
probably, I would love to do sort of a scripted drag show, which I have been trying to concoct, but it's so hard trying to write that stuff when you have really no experience on how to do it.
Okay.
I have written and done women's shows, and I am currently working on another one for Halloween. So that's essentially what I like to do. But I mean, if I could have my way and have an unlimited, budget, I'd love to do a scripted show with drag.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
ensemble cast, kind of like how Golden Girls Designing Women was, like a sitcom setting.
Yeah. Cute. Would you keep it YouTube based, or would you start at YouTube and then push from there?
I'd always shoot for the stars. Start
Yeah.
somewhere and build it.
Okay. Okay. Cute. She's got plans, gang. She's got plans. Thinking then and now. I know we're just bouncing around. It's nice to bounce around and not feel like we're asking all the same questions over and over and over. I know you said you censored yourself a lot on Drag Race. Would you say that was your biggest challenge that you had then? And if so, how does it compare to where you are in your drag career now?
Um, I'd say it wasn't hard to censor a lot of the stuff that I had done or take out a lot of the more, you know, a little more offensive content that Jaymes was known for doing. It was easier just to do that because I grew up Catholic, so it was very easy to know what was right and wrong. You had that bread and skill right away. You know what to take out. So, I mean,
Okay.
that wasn't so much a hurdle. It was more or less just trying to, on Drag Race, It's more or less just trying to navigate in that whole mindset of just being so isolated and being around a bunch of people you don't know who aren't necessarily the nicest to you when you meet them. A lot of them were
Okay.
very, very frosty when I was there. And that was more or less just having to like understand that you're on a television show. That was something I never really got a grip on. And that whole Hollywood mentality I never really was able to mesh with because I was so used to producing everything myself. And when you have to give your control away to someone else, it can be difficult. Right. You know, this as a content creator, like you're in control of how you're lit, how you're portrayed, what you say.
Right.
I had no control of that. So, I mean, that was something you had to deal with. Like, I don't know how this straight man from, you know, Saskatchewan is going to light me.
Right. Okay. Can you get me more over here? No. Okay.
Do we have a ring light? I love a ring light for this confessional.
Right. No, we can't redo that. Not again.
Yeah, it was more like just like that balance of control is really frustrating because as a creator, I was in control of everything.
Okay, yeah. I can see how that is to let everything go and just be kind of ushered around. All right, that's fine. Bye. And you look back like, can I look at it?
Exactly. You know? Like, no, it was great. Like I sneezed. What are you talking about?
Okay. And just bouncing off a little trivia. According to known Drag Race trivia, Alexis Michelle, RuPaul, and the producers, you are known to have had one of the funniest auditions in Drag Race history.
That is something that has been said, yes. I didn't believe it myself until I heard RuPaul say it. It's like, oh, okay. I guess it was funny.
Let's see, what else do we have?
Yeah,
go. If you got
the
more
audition tape process, like the way I always go about that was like when I did them before, I was very much projecting what I wanted people to think of me. And I wasn't really just being myself. And I didn't put a whole lot of humor in it because I wanted to answer everything seriously and show that I was a serious competitor. But that's not who I am. So when I did it, I honestly approached it because I was my last year auditioning. I didn't give a shit anymore. So I just like, here's right. What it is. Like, you know, I just talked like me and I just inserted all of my humor into it and all of my influences and it clicked. They liked it. Okay. And that's the best advice I can give you is be yourself, but treat it like your own pilot for a reality show. Like, would you watch it? That's how you should ask yourself after you watch your audition tape. Would I watch this? Would I want to see more of this person?
Okay. Heard, noted. We also have notes that you were the only queen in Drag Race history to never compete in a sewing challenge.
I don't know if that's necessarily true.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know. Maybe that is. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I didn't have it. They had the pageant my first episode, which was not a good showing for anyone because no one was prepared for it. We all were under the impression it's going to be like a runway, you know, later on.
Okay. Let's see. I'm just going through like our basic little trivia notes to make sure we touch on those in case there's anybody listening that doesn't really know who you are.
Is that from my Wikipedia page, the Drag Race Wikipedia?
Yes, yeah.
The one that has me from Madison, even though I'm from Milwaukee.
I'm not a part of it.
Love that for me.
Like, I don't even know who edits this because actually I was reading one thing on here and I was like, what? But don't get me started. But it is a source, easy source that actually does have all of you girls pulled together. So
it's an easy source, but it's not a credible source, girl.
Right. See, and that's why I pull from that source and I'd ask you directly. So it can be like, no, bitch, no. Let's see. What Of course, we know we can always go to your social media accounts for your YouTube, your Instagram, your website, Twitter, and we can see new content from you, and we can see older content from you. But is there anything, any projects in the work outside of your norm that your fans might want to, keep an eye out for or stay tuned in for? Or...
Oh, I've mentioned it before. I'm working on a Halloween one-woman show, so hopefully I'll
Okay.
have that done by, October, so I can have it touring ready.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens
Okay.
with that. Otherwise, I'm always online. You'll always be able to find me. I like that about me. I'm readily available for those that want me.
Okay. She's there. You heard it. She's got it. Yeah, let's even touch on this Halloween show since we're back to that. Is it, you're doing a one woman show, is it going to be Halloween themed, or is it just I want to do this show and I want to push it Halloween because I like Halloween time?
Oh, it's Halloween themed, definitely. I wanted to take the approach of, a slasher film set to stage.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Completely. Someone with theater background, I understand.
Yes, theater background.
Gosh.
Did you work in lighting?
I did not do a lot of lighting, actually. I was more on stage. My friends actually pushed me to do more ensemble roles than anything. I would have loved to do lighting or
ensemble. Were you a tree? Kidding.
I once played a son, and actually, I haven't played a tree. For as tall as I am, I should have.
As poor as community theater is, it's just you in your outfit with a sign that says "tree" on your chest.
As I did get to play Reverend Sykes in To Kill a Mockingbird, and I also got to play a black person in the chorus of The Music Man. So we weren't too politically correct.
Why does that happen as often as it does? I've heard of colorblind casting, but this is ridiculous.
So, I've had a little moment. Colorblind casting. I wish there was more of it. Trust me.
Oh, honestly.
Especially if honey. Yeah. So we've touched on your Halloween show that's coming up that you're hoping to have done, which hopefully by then we've swapped to our video channel because baby steps when introducing new content.
Yes. I'm loving this for you.
Thanks. So that is something that I am taking baby steps because I'm like this as being a businesswoman, branding and growing in the brand. Like it's a big transition for anybody listening. So it's not like, hey, there's this cool new thing that I want to do. Like I'm just going to jump into it. I did rough videos back in the day, but coming back, I won't have this whole ideal of how I want to produce it. So I want to produce it right. And if I'm going to spend hours editing, then I want to do everything right. But anyways,
right.
My fear was we will, I would definitely love to have you back for Drag Dish when I get into that aspect. And maybe we can have some more visual play, maybe do a tea time so a little bit later and actually have a glass of wine or two while we chat.
Love it. Yeah, let me know. I'd love to be on the video chat. I mean, it warms my heart to know that I helped you in this grassroots version of the show.
I'm very thankful, because I've had a lot of and just saying because I've had a lot of girls that have shown interest and having thehomoculture.com, as a pushing platform of something that I've already wanted to do. And knowing that I get to do this write-up with you, but on the side, I got to do all this and have this other personality and an actual getting to know you more moment outside of the show. It's something that's cool that I get to share with listeners, whether they be your fans or, my fans. So I'm very excited to present this. And again, for, getting to know you, I do look forward to like working with you and seeing more content from you. And that's me being all sappy in my like from the producer moment, is there anything else that you want to share? Any social media shout outs you want to give, about yourself? Any hidden moments or dish that a lot of people don't know? Since you are a very humble queen and I know
mean,
that.
as long as it goes, my life is an open blouse. If you wanted to know anything about me, I probably shared it.
Down. Okay.
And again, as far as dishy things about Drag Race, I wasn't there long enough to be jaded about it. So,
and not even, and that's fair. I just wonder if you have an opinion, especially like from being there on your one episode.
Two, but yes,
two.
one.
2, 3, but I feel it's fair, whether you were there for that one episode or you were there for, the whole season, your opinion is, in my opinion, so much more valid than opinions of other people that have only watched the show from their couch. They didn't go through, the experience, the filming of the commercial, the shoots, the hate mail, the questioning themselves after seeing it. They didn't go through all that experience. So you have a much more valid opinion, and I want to hear it,
I mean, I guess like the only thing I really can remember that ever got on me, or it never really got under my skin, it just kind of, I thought was kind of funny how it never happened, was when we did our promo. We had this big, production where it was, it's us as like naked guys and like the dust and paint fly at us and we burst into our beautiful queen selves. So we recorded like all these vignettes of us as boys, which was the most uncomfortable thing in the world. As somebody who is not in good shape that has made a point to never be seen that way, I had to be like, photographed on a lazy Susan going round and round, doing poses as a boy. Mortifying. I laugh about it now, but like I was scared shitless doing it. And then on top of that, I wanted to be the one to like make a good impression amongst producers. Like I wanted to show off. So they had a handful of girls volunteer to have their costumes ruined. So I volunteer because I made everything myself, so I didn't give a shit if it got ruined or not. They were going to throw dust and paint and water and all sorts of stuff at us to create sort of like a liquefying effect, like we were being, the elements were hitting us and we were forming into our queen selves. So me and 3 other girls agreed to do it, and we got all of our stuff trashed. And then they never ended up using any of the footage.
You're like, damn it.
I wanted to be pissed, but like everything I made was like from the discount bin at Joann Fabrics. I just made it look expensive. So like I didn't lose out on anything, but some of the girls were pissed because they had like designer costumes made that they had trashed.
Okay.
So I mean, I took a little Schadenfreude with that.
Like, meh, all right.
Sitting there laughing like that cartoon dog from the Wacky Racers. Like,
yes.
Yeah, that was one moment that always sticks out in my mind. That's a good memory from Drag Race.
Are we gonna see? Oh, what?
I was just clearing my throat.
I was like, oh, what? Epiphany? Are we gonna see a House of Mansfield anytime soon?
Oh, like daughters?
Yeah.
I don't have drag children. I'm barren. I can't. I mean, it's a very sensitive subject. I can't have children. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I mean, I like to think that anyone that learns from me, if they want to call me like their drag godmother, go on ahead. But, I'd rather somebody just be their own person.
Okay.
I think you're better
Sweet.
off that way. I never had drag parents that were that, heavily involved in my life. And I think I'm a better queen for it.
Right. Right. The community raised me. Understand.
Basically, as a drag foster child.
I was passed along, got left on a couple doorsteps, picked up, returned, and here I am.
Cash to be paid upon delivery, yes.
Right? COD. COD. Oh my God. 3 orders of $33.99, $5.99 shipped and handling. I am on a tangent now. You know what? I've had like I said, I've had a wonderful time chatting with you. I actually hope to do some side stuff away from this with you, just because you have such a warming and fun personality, and that's great. Thank you again for tuning in. And taking time out of your schedule to spend an hour with us today on Drag Dish. You guys, this has been Jaymes Mansfield. I can't even talk. Who am I even dealing with now? And Naomi Wynters. Anything else you want to say as we close out?
Oh, no. It was great getting to talk to you, Naomi Smalls. I loved you on All Stars 4. Loved you, especially the thing you did with Manila. It's fabulous.
And that's been today's episode of Drag Dish. Remember to
bye.
#Feel Your Beat Boo and follow me at NaomiWynters.com. See you next time.
That's your right. Where's my runway? There's my runway.